So now that in our earlier video, we understand what an agreement is, what a contract is, what a promise is. Now, what is the definition of the contract? 2 subsection H says an agreement enforceable by law. Done with understanding agreement. So coming back to what is an enforceability by law. So enforceability by law is nothing but an agreement to become a contract must give rise to a legal obligation. It should definitely give rise to a legal obligation, which means a duly enforceable by law. So what is a legal obligation? What else other obligations that we have apart from this? There's a obligation called social obligation. Okay, social obligation is nothing but when a husband promises his wife to give some maintenance every month, rupees 2000. Okay, I mean, these relations are kind of social relations. Law doesn't, in our contract law, social obligations are not enforceable by law. So, law is very particular. It says an agreement to become a contract, it must definitely give rise to a legal obligation. We do not accept agreements with social obligation. Agreements with social obligation are not enforceable by law. Not enforceable by law means, in this case, wife cannot sue husband in the court saying that my husband did not fulfill the agreement. Okay, because it's a social obligation, law doesn't enforce, Indian Contract Act doesn't enforce that. Okay, so in the Indian Contract Act, for an agreement to become a contract, it should give us to a legal obligation which is enforceable by law. So now that you understand what is a legal obligation and a social obligation, and social obligations are not enforceable by Indian Contract Act. To be enforceable by Indian Contract Act, it should give rise to a legal obligation. Okay, so now we know contract is an agreement enforceable by law. We know the definitions of agreement and enforceable by law. So now, here we have a line saying that on elaborating the above two concepts, it is obvious that contract comprises of an agreement, which is a promise or set of reciprocal promises. Promise is the acceptance of a proposal. We have learned all this, giving rise to a binding contract. So further, section 2 subsection H requires an agreement to be worthy of being enforceable by law. To be agreement, for an agreement to be worthy of being enforceable by law, it should give rise to a legal obligation. Okay, now we are done with understanding what a contract is. So it's really important us to clearly understand what a contract is, because our entire, this particular Indian Contract Act 1872 revolves around a contract. Okay, now they've given us examples over here which says A agrees with B to sell car for 2 lakhs, and A is under an obligation to give car to B. Yeah, just like our goods example that we have taken earlier. A agrees to sell car to B, and B agrees to give rupees 2 lakhs of consideration. Okay. Now we'll understand if this is really proper contract or not. For a agreement to be a contract, what should it have? It should be an agreement enforceable by law. What is an agreement? Again, agreement is a promise or every set of promises. A is promising B and B is promising A. There is a mutual consideration. There is an offer plus acceptance and mutual consideration, and it gives rise to legal obligation. So we have all the elements in this particular transaction to be called it as a contract. Okay, fine. That's how you analyze and see if a particular transaction is a proper contract or not. Okay. So law of contract again deals with only legal obligations, and there must be a legal obligation always, not a social obligation. And again, if you see here the same example, example over here, an obligation to maintain wife and children as per an order of court of law. These are status obligations, so out of the scope of Contract Act. Always remember, only legal obligations are enforced. Here we have a chart. So this is all what we have learned: proposal, offer, acceptance, accepted proposal or agreement, legal enforceability, and then it becomes a contract. Now really it's important for us to understand the differences between agreement and contract. Mark this. This can be asked as a question in our examination, a simple question. What is the difference between an agreement and a contract? First meaning, as per section 2 subsection E, you know what is an agreement, and as per section 2 subsection H, first thing you will write is a definition of both. You'll write that, and then in the scope, as I told you, agreement may include both legal and social agreement, but contract cannot have social obligations in it. Contract has got very narrow sense. It should only have legal obligations. That is the second difference that you would be writing. And then legal obligation, agreement may not always create a legal obligation. Okay, when there is no legal obligation, then it does not always grant rights to the parties. Contract will necessarily create a legal obligation, and always it grants rights to the parties. So these are the three areas of differences that we have. Okay. So just a simple recap. What are the three differences? The first difference would you would be writing is the meaning, the definition of both, and then you'll say scope. That agreement has both legal and social obligations in its scope, whereas contract is in a very narrow sense. It just is something which incorporates into it just the legal obligations. And legal obligations, agreement may not give rise to legal obligations, so it doesn't grant rights always to the parties, but contract always creates a legal obligation and grants certain rights to every party. And the last difference is the nature. As I told you, all agreements are not contracts. Yeah, all contracts are agreements, because the very definition of the contract itself says agreement enforceable by law. So all contracts are agreements, but all agreements need not be contracts, because agreements may include legal or social obligations in it. Okay, but contract only has legal obligations. So all agreements are not contracts, but all contracts are agreements. So this is the definition that we would be writing. And now the very important topic that we need to learn is the essentials of a valid contract. Now that we have been continuously saying contract, and but contract sometimes turns out to be an invalid contract or a void contract. So it's really important for us to understand when a contract is a valid contract. We learn that.